And we're good. Hey, thanks for joining me today for Coffee with Bill. I'm your host, Bill Rose, and today's guest is Paul Estel, the greatest fisherman Chester has ever seen. Isn't that right?
By far, no.
By far. Before we get started, let's talk about Ridge. And he did a sermon the other day, and he talked pretty good. The only thing I didn't like about his sermon is when he was putting Mr. Miyagi up on a pedestal and Danielson. By far, they're not the greatest martial artist. I'm just going ahead and let you know that.
Well, who is?
Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's the best martial artist ever. Do you agree? I think so.
I'm trying to think of the one I like that done all the movies. I kind of
That's
like
Jackie Chan.
No, yeah, he did.
Bruce Lee?
The older one that advertised on television. He's 80 years old. More in my...
oh, God. That's Mr. Miyagi.
No.
Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee.
Anyways, let's get back to it. Hey, things you didn't know. The dot over the I, the letter I, what is it called?
I don't know.
I've never even thought about it.
I never knew. It's called a tittle. Don't ask me what that means. Okay, question. What do bulletproof vests, fire escapes, windshield wipers, and laser printers all have in common?
I guess they're protection.
I don't know.
All invented by women.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go. And I didn't know this one either. What's the first novel ever written on a typewriter?
Don't have a clue.
Tom Sawyer. Didn't know that either. So let's go ahead and go out to for our weather. Let's hear from Chief Meteorologist Bobby Blackwater.
Hey, this is your chief meteorologist, Bobby Blackwater, reporting live at the weather studio. Not really. I'm in my kitchen. I gotta show them the weather map. Move. Get out of the way. All right. It looks like we're gonna have a high 61 on Monday and a low 49. At daytime, we're going to have mostly cloudy skies with a little sunshine. And at nighttime, a 30% chance of rain. I hope you like my new weather station. Back to you.
This day in history. Guess what happened? Does anybody know?
This day, the 1st of April, April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day, I guess. I don't.
This day in history, which would be today's the 1st, it happened in 1968. U.S. civil rights activist Martin Luther King is assassinated by James Earl Ray. 1974, Hank Aaron ties Babe Ruth's home run record by hitting his 714th in Cincinnati. And in 1789, you should all know this, it's history.
Revolutionary War.
No, first U.S. Congress begins regular season during George Washington's presidency at the Federal Hall, New York City. So let's go ahead and go out to our chief correspondent, Bobby Blackwater, on the coffee shop update.
Hey, this is your chief correspondent, Bobby Blackwater, giving you an update on Scooter's coffee shop right here. Looks like they're pouring concrete and they're painting the building. Hey, coffee's coming soon, so we'll see you. Hey, stay tuned. We got some special things about this store. Hey, we love coffee on this show. Hey, by the way, Ridge made Bill Rose take out his gum during the show. Not me.
All right. I'm going to cut the part I would do. We usually do it in the news. I guess we could talk about Will Smith, but we're not going to. Hey, G.I. Jane, can you make sure the microphones are turned down?
Hey, leave my wife's name out of your mouth.
So, yeah, we ain't going to get on that. Hey, so, Paul, what are some of the things a fisherman needs to possess when he goes fishing? I mean, what do we need?
A line and a hook.
A line and a hook. I'm going to tell you, I went out bass fishing at one of the prison ponds, and I didn't have one of these, and I lost a 6.5 pound bass. I caught him later, but he broke my line because I was on a bank and I was trying to lift him out and broke my line. He took my hook.
All of us have tried that a time or two, and it usually doesn't work.
It doesn't. Yeah. So if I'm going for big fish, I always take the net now. That's one of the big things. Are we guaranteed a catch?
Never.
Never. Are we expected to catch a fish right away?
Well, no.
So
I fished all day before not had a bite.
So it takes some patience.
Lots of patience.
Lots of patience. And you said there's days that you don't catch anything. What happens if you don't catch a fish?
I enjoy every minute of it.
You have fun, but you still do it.
Yes.
So I can think of two things that happen if you don't catch a fish. One, someone else will catch it, i.e. Satan, or the fish will not be caught. It'll die.
Well, there's a lot of fish that probably die old age. They get pretty. They do.
I
think they can recognize lures, the colors of lures. They get used to it and then they don't hit it.
Matthew 4:18 and 19. Now, as Jesus was walking by the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who was called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said to them, "Follow me, I will make you fishers of men." What do you think fishers of men, what do you think he meant by that?
Fishers of men, I guess.
Yeah, I want you to follow me, and I want you to be fishers of men.
Is this before or after he loaded their nets?
No, this is before. He's taking them from being fishermen. So I guess he's calling them to be bring people to Christ, be his disciples.
Be his disciples, that's probably right. They didn't know who he was yet.
No. And he's telling them, I'm going to make you fishers of men, not fishers, not catching fish, but bringing people in. And 2 Timothy says, and they may come to their senses and escape the snare of the devil, having been held captive by him to do his will. So basically, we want to catch him before the devil does.
That's very true.
And although he called the 12 disciples to be fishers of men, he also calls us who believe to be fishers of men as well. As we discussed earlier, it requires patience. I mean, you're not going to always catch a fish. And that's just what you said. Yeah. There's days you ain't going to catch none, but you enjoy catching fish. One of the things we got to remember is, like we said earlier, if we're not fishing for them, somebody else is. We're talking about fishing, and it uses the same components as a fisherman.
Well, sure it does. Patience and understanding when an opening comes too. That's a big one. That's like fishing too. And you notice something, you see something on your depth finder where you're with like when I was at work at mental health. Everybody knew I was a Christian because I made no secret about it. Mm-hmm. But I can probably count on both hands the time I had an opportunity to do it, to talk about Christ. And normally it was with somebody that was, at least open, to you. And if they didn't, they shut you up. And some people just won't open up. Maybe a lot of them.
But I wanted to thank you for joining us today. I hope these scriptures and our discussion encourages you in your daily walk and to become fishers of men. Upcoming events, our next Connect group will begin on
April 20th?
You don't know?
No.
But you'll put a little script in here, okay?
I'd like to add one thing, this Connect group, and I've been here a quarter of a century anyway. Mm-hmm. I've never went through anything that I loved anymore, even church, although I love church. I feel if I miss a Sunday, I really miss it, Mm-hmm. So, but if I miss a Connect group, it feels like I've just lost something, and I have. I've lost the people that are here, the way they treat each other. I've never went to a church that was this welcoming as this Baptist church is.
And we're supposed to. We're supposed to congregate together. And so come at 6 p.m. for Connect Group and come at 5 p.m. for dinner with us. We have Saturday services at 5 p.m., Sunday services at 10:30 a.m., and you come a little earlier and enjoy some coffee. Remember, love God, love people, and live like Jesus.
I've been in the ocean fishing, but I never did catch anything. I went on a boat one time.
Red snapper is the only thing I fished in the ocean for.
We fished for anything that would hit, but we just didn't get any.
All right, we good? All right, buddy. That's it.
Okay.
I told you it don't take long.
You want to get up? Well, I don't know. I'd probably be a fool on myself.
No.
You want to go get some fish with us?